सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोक नंबर 61। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता। Now we are seeing the response of Bhagavan to Arjuna's question. Arjuna had asked, what are the characteristics of a wise person? A person who has got abiding wisdom. Bhagavan talked about the characteristics of a wise person by saying, wise person has got wisdom about the self being limitless, and thereby the wise person is happy with himself. He is happy about what he is and what he knows himself to be. I am limitless Brahma. And because of this knowledge, he is satisfied with himself. He doesn't require any external means to be happy, to be fulfilled. Unlike samsari always wants to hold on to something, always wants to have something so that there will be fulfillment. I am incomplete now and this will make me complete, that will make me complete. That is the mindset of a samsari, an ignorant person. Whereas wise person, he is or she is full now itself, and he or she may be doing the activity not for fulfillment. It can be either out of fulfillment or with fulfillment. Fulfillment is not the purpose of any activities, and that is called here prajahati yada kaman. He or she becomes free from all binding desires. And because of this purnatvam, the fulfillment appreciated within, this person is dukkheshu anudvigda manaha. In any uncomfortable situations, the mind is not disturbed. Sukheshu vigata spruha, not having this craving for the comforts. If some comforts are there, he may experience that, but he doesn't have obsession with those comforts. Without that, what is my life? That type of thing, situation is not there. Without this person, what is my life? That type of Fear is not there. Disturbance of the mind is not there on thinking about the absence of a person, absence of an object, absence of a situation. And because of that, Purnatvam, appreciated, centered on oneself, this wise person's response to different situation, Nabhinandati Nadveshti. He does not get carried away by any comfortable situation and keep on praising so much, and if uncomfortable situation he does not blame or does not criticize or use hateful language. Nabhinandati nadveshti. So his verbal response is not characterized by the hatred or obsession or getting overwhelmed by anything. And having talked about the Lakshana of a wise person, now from the 58th shloka up to 68th shloka, Bhagavan is talking about the sadhanas for attaining this abiding wisdom. Sthita Prajna Sadhanani. That is going to be the topic. And this sadhanani for whom? For a person who has some knowledge. He has done Shravanam, he has done some Mananam, but he or she requires Nididhyasanam, contemplation. And for making his or her contemplation successful, effective, Bhagavan prescribes two sadhana, Shama and Dama. In fact, first Dama and then Shama. So totally three sadhanas he talks about for getting Jnana-nishtha. One is the main sadhana is Nididhyasanam, contemplation upon one's true nature, which is limitless, and Dhamma, mastery over the organs. Because if mastery over the organs is not there, then person will be distracted every now and then. And distracted mind is not fit to contemplate. Even if that person sits for meditation, he will be doing everything except Atma Dhyana. All other things. One Swamiji said very nicely, he said, this person sat for meditation. When he got up, he had already made 5-year plan. 5 year ka plan karke utha. So 5-year plan, Panchavarshi Yojana, we used to have earlier. So 5-year plan he will make and get up. So because that time mind is quiet, nobody is disturbing because he is meditating. So he is doing 5-year planning. Or he decides, okay, I will file a case against this person. Because he was busy with other things, so he did not think. But now, during meditation, that thought comes. So, mind is distracted, then it cannot meditate effectively. In the name of meditation, either person will be sleeping or he will be thinking about everything other than Atma. Therefore, one needs Damaha, mastery over the organs, and also mastery over the mind. Mastery over the organs is called Damaha, mastery over the mind is called Shama. And in the 61st shloka, Bhagavan Sri Krishna presents all the three sadhanas. Tani Sarvani Sanyamya. This is description of Damaha, mastery over the organs. And we are using this word mastery very deliberately. We are not saying suppressing the organs. Suppression of the sense organs is one thing, and mastery over the organs is quite another. What is the difference we can see? Suppression is helpless deprivation of the organs of bhogas. Means food is not there. Your spouse is on strike now and say, I will not cook. And you are staying very far off. And nowadays you can do Swiggy or whatever, I don't know, some Zomato or something. But the internet also not working. Then what? You don't have anything, then what to do? Just eat, drink water. So you are not eating. That non-eating is separation. Means you are helplessly depriving your organs of some bhoga. Or electricity is not there and therefore you don't watch TV. In our ashram, sometimes for 3-4 days, internet is not there. So no videos are there available, YouTubes are nothing there. So what to do? Nothing is there. In Hindi they say Seje Baba Brahmachari. Means this fellow wanted to marry. Tried, became 55 and so nobody will give girl. So bole abhi main brahmachari. So I am a brahmachari. What brahmachari? So when you are helplessly depriving the organs, then it is suppression. Even though you are not experiencing the sense objects, but the basis for not experiencing the sense objects is non-availability of the objects, then it is called suppression of the organs. Or another form of suppression is when people are around, you don't eat certain things. Onion, garlic, I should not eat. What people will think I am a sadhaka. So when people are around, you don't eat. And when people are not there, you eat extra. Because you don't know what will happen next. So that is also separation. What people will think, based on that, you do not enjoy certain sense objects. My wife doesn't like me to smoke, and therefore you don't smoke. Why? Wife will be angry. When she goes out, then double dose. So double dosage is there. That is called separation. In fact, most of the time, in the name of Damaha, this separation alone is followed. And therefore, this separation being what it is, it will not be sustainable and it is not mentally healthy also. Psychologically, it is very damaging. It is something like, you are pressing the spring forcefully. What will happen? Little bit awareness is less, it will bounce with so much strength. Explosion will happen. They say smoke starts coming. So that type of situation will happen. So separation is depriving the organs because of lack of bhoga or because of the fear of judgment, fear of someone. That is not Dhamma. Dhamma is the mastery. Like today I decide that today I will do Ekadashi. Fasting I will do. I want to outgrow my slavery to this food, particular food, or I want to develop that mastery over my hunger. That most of the time we eat psychologically, means this is a lunch time, therefore we eat. There is a dinner time, therefore we eat. This is one job. And if lunchtime food doesn't come, we get angry. So I want to develop the mastery over the tasting tongue. And therefore I decide to fast today. And whether people are seeing me or not seeing, I don't eat. It is not that when people are there, I don't eat, and people are not there, again I will go and eat in the room. That is not mastery. Whatever be the situation, for today I don't eat. And generally it happens. When you do Ekadashi, very nice food will be cooked there. As if Bhagavan wants to test you. And therefore you think that, I think sometimes there are 2 Ekadashis, no? So, so I will do this tomorrow Ekadashi. So today cancel. that it means that your exercise of developing mastery is not that strong. I have decided today not doing, not doing. And nowadays we suggest different types of fasting. TV fasting, YouTube fasting, internet fasting, Facebook fasting. These are fasting. That is required. In fact, food fasting not so much required. People anyway very conscious, weight conscious, so they do all this dieting. But keto dieting, this there are so many. Food dieting also is there. So many types of dieting that people have this plan. So they may be doing. But nowadays this type of fasting is required. So damaha means mastery over the organs, or at least my deliberate Viveka based attempt to master the organs. That is for Damaha. And that is suggested by Tani Sarvani Sanya. And the next word is Yuktaha. Yuktaha means Shamaha. Mastery over the mind. In fact, mastery over the mind is more difficult than mastery over the organs. Because sense organs are relatively gross. So you can say today I will not eat, and you make yourself busy with some other things, and therefore you will be forgetting. But mastering your own thoughts, that is more difficult. So shamaha means mastery over the types of thoughts. Means there is a filter. What type of thoughts will be permitted to be repeated, and what type of thoughts will not be permitted to be repeated. That mastery is called shamaha. As we have seen in the last class, shamaha does not mean stop thinking. Shamaha means thinking appropriately, entertaining those thoughts which are moksha friendly, and the thoughts which are hostile to moksha, my pursuit of moksha, I don't cooperate with those thoughts. That is called shamaha. And that is yuktaha, which is more difficult. Because damaha somehow you manage, you go away from the situation, and slowly you get used to. But shamaha is difficult because you cannot plug your mind. See, ears you can plug, eyes you can close, and for tongue you can go away from the dining hall. Somehow you manage. But how will you plug your mind? And therefore it is further difficult, but necessary. In life, many times you say, Swamiji, I don't do it. Why? Because it is very difficult. That is not a right response of a sadhaka. Just because something is difficult, we cannot say, therefore I will not do it. Many things in life which were difficult, but when you found necessary, you did it. Because it was necessary. So in life, our approach should be, if something is necessary, however difficult it is, I will do it. This particular lesson was very well taught by one dentist. I remember her. I used to have knee pain, now also little bit, but knee pain I had, and therefore when I used to do Surya Namaskara, I used to have some discomfort. Therefore what I did, I stopped doing Surya Namaskara. And that she is a yoga teacher and Ayurveda yoga, all this. So I was talking to her that I am doing yoga and all this. He said, do you do Surya Namaskara? I said I was doing, but because of knee difficulty. He said, no, that is not a right approach. He said, you find out the ways how you can reduce discomfort while doing Surya Namaskara. Instead of just dropping, you find out in which manner we will do Surya Namaskara. Some posture we can handle, adjust. But just because you are finding difficult, therefore you are dropping, is not a right approach. and I followed her advice. And I started doing, and I'm doing. Surya Namaskara I am doing, and I don't have problem in this knee. So generally our mind is seeking comfort zone. And I always tell in comfort zone you don't grow. You can put on weight in comfort zone. You don't grow. Physically you can grow. Emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, if you want to grow, you have to challenge your boundaries. Then only you can grow. So, Shamaha is difficult. But just because it is difficult, we cannot drop it. In our life, when we started in the primary education, our school teacher will say that when you see this examination, the paper, whatever question you don't know well, you don't do it in the beginning. You do it what? Easy question first. Otherwise, what will happen? Difficulty, you spend so much time, easy, you will not have time to write. So what you do? Easy question you write first. And we were doing that. Easy question, you answer first. And difficult, generally what happens? The time is not there and it was not there. So we somehow developed that mind. Anything difficult, we duck it, dodge it. And because of that, we don't grow in our pursuit. Therefore, instead of running away from difficult situations, we learn how to face it in a manner that it doesn't break me, finish me, but it helps me, it should help me in such a way that I grow without getting finished in the pursuit. That is the approach of a sadhaka. And therefore, even though the Shama is difficult, but Shama also is to be acquired by a sadhaka. You can ask a question, what? Swamiji, how to get Shama? In Vedanta pursuit, no questions are optional. In our examination, out of 7, you answer 5. In Vedanta, it is not that, you can follow Dhamma also or you can follow Shama also. Out of 3, 2 you follow. Shama, Dhamma, Nididhyasanam. So I will do Nididhyasanam. Why? Because you can sit and sleep. That is not that. All questions are compulsory. In some examination, it is like that. All questions are compulsory. So similarly, in Vedanta, for Dhyana Nishtha, Dhamma is required, Shama is required, Nididhyasanam also is required. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Yuktaha, Matparaha. Matparaha means being committed to me. Here, this word me can have 3 meanings. Contextually, one is there, but in a wider sense, it can have 3 meanings. One Matparaha means, me means Lord Krishna. So, Bhagavan can say that you focus your mind on me, Krishna. Or me means Vishwarupa Ishvara, cosmic Lord. You can meditate upon me as the entire world. Or the final meaning, which is more relevant, contextual, is me means Pratyak Brahma, this limitless reality which is the self. So, Matparaha in this context, meditating upon me, limitless reality as oneself. And when you do these 3 sadhanas, then Yasya Indriyani Vashe. Bhagavan wants to emphasize Dhamma, therefore he said, whose organs are mastered, Tasya Prajna Pratisthita Bhavanti. The knowledge of that person alone becomes well established. Otherwise, knowledge is there. During the class, knowledge is there. Outside the class, knowledge is gone. The Swamiji said nicely. He says, chappal we wear, chappal in, knowledge out. So, chappal you wear, and knowledge is gone. That knowledge is called apratishtita, whereas pratishtita means abiding knowledge. And thus, Bhagavan Sri Krishna talked about the sadhana of Dama, and also he mentioned the Shama and Nididhyasana. Now from the 62 to 66, 5 slokas, he is talking about the topic of Shamaha, the mastery over the mind. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. We have read this? Okay. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. Sangasteshu Pajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha. Kamat Krodho Vijayate. So these two slokas are there together, 62 and 63. And Bhagavan, in this discussion on the topic of Shamaha, he is showing the significance of Shama in two ways. One in Sanskrit is called Anvaya Mukhena, by the way of co-presence. And another one is Vyatireka Mukhena, by the way of co-absence. What do we mean by this Anvaya and Vyatireka? They are Sanskrit words. So English is co-presence, co-absence. Generally I give this example. If you do yoga regularly, then your health will be good. This is called showing the significance of yoga, Anvaya Mukhena, by co-presence. If yoga, regular yoga is there, then good health is there. This is called Anvaya. Co-presence. If A is, B is. This is called Anvaya, co-presence. If I want to present the importance of yoga in a negative manner, idea is the same, but the method is the method of negativity. Then we say, if you don't do yoga, you will not have good health. This is called Vyatireka, co-absence. If yoga is not there, exercise is not there, then good health is not there. This is co-absence. In our life, we can understand importance of anything in these two manners. Good habits are there, then there is happiness. Good habits are not there, there is unhappiness. Therefore, good habits are important for happiness. Communication is there, good relationship is there. Good communication is not there, relationship is not maintained. Therefore, communication is important for relationship. So, anything you can emphasize by this method. Positive method and this co-absence. Generally, we don't call negative, but is a method of co-absence. So, here Bhagavan, in the 62nd and 63rd shloka, he is showing the importance of Shama by Vyatireka. If you do not have mastery over the mind, what happens to you as a sadhaka, that is described. And he says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. For a person, Pumsaha means for a person, Dhyayataha. Dhyayata literally means meditating. Here meditating means dwelling upon. For a person who is dwelling upon the objects, then Sangaha Teshu Upajayate. Fancy, Sangha means fancy. Teshu, with regards to those objects, Upajayate is born. Let us understand what Bhagavan wants to convey. Through the sense organs, various objects enter into our mind. Like you see somebody having Apple phone, this now generation, 14th generation or 15th generation, I don't know, whatever is latest. So you saw that phone and that person talks about that it has got this feature, that feature, or you saw the advertisement of that phone. So now your eyes saw the advertisement, and through the eyes, the Apple phone has entered into your mind in the form of a thought. Now, if single thought was there, Yes, now Apple has brought out this new phone. When information came to the mind and it went away, no problem. A single stray thought is not a problem. But when this thought is repeated, built up, you again see the advertisement, and now you see also, you deliberately see, what are the features, what is the price, where is it available, installments are there or not. So now what is happened? Dhyanam has started. This is called Vishaya Dhyanam. Generally, a sadhaka is supposed to be doing either the Ishvara Dhyanam or Atma Dhyanam. Instead of that, what happens? Apple Dhyanam. Apple Dhyanam, even this Apple Dhyanam will not be very dangerous. The real apple, no problem. An apple a day keeps doctor away. So it's good. So that apple not problem, but this apple, it will be eaten apple. So so that apple is now object of your dhyan. Then what happens? It is thought is repeated. Apple 14, apple 14, apple 14. This price, apple 14. So you do dhyanam. See, if you want to do dhyanam on Shiva or dhyanam on Atma, very difficult. Even if you sit in a Padmasana or a Siddhasana and you do pranayama, still mind doesn't remain there. Where here, effortlessly it remains. Whether you are eating or you are walking or whatever, every time apple, apple, apple. Apple 14 comes. And because of this dhyanam for a long time, sometime, when there is a repetition, the dhyanam is repeating the thoughts. Vritti pravaha dhyanam. In fact, definition of the simplest definition, basic definition of dhyanam is this. Vritti pravaha dhyanam. Samanakara vritti pravaha dhyanam. The flow of thoughts centered on the same object is called dhyan in a wider sense. So this person does this dhyan. Or somebody sees one person and now that person's dhyan. So this person, whoever Devadatta, so how nice, how smart is, how smart is, how smart is. This dhyan about the person. And then what happens? When dhyanam is repetition of thoughts about the object, that is called dhyanam is done, sangaha teshu upajayate. Then sangha comes. Sangha means what? Fancy. This idea that it is worth having. So far you are not telling, I want, you are not saying. This apple 14 is worth having. It is nice to have. How nice it is. That how nice it is. That how nice it is. That thought is called sangaha. Fancy. Otherwise called sankalpaha. Shobhanadhyasaha. How nice it is. How nice it is. See, my phone, sometimes it happens, its charging is not happening. Or sometimes get hung, etc. Then you remember again Apple 14 only. See, this phone is not working. Earlier also was not working. But that didn't bother you. Now Apple 14 has come. So you hate this phone so much. That Apple 14 is so good. How nice it is. That is called sangaha. Shobhana dhyasaha. And that is the second step. First step is what? Vishaya dhyanam. Shiva dhyanam or Vishnu dhyanam doesn't happen. Vishaya dhyanam happened. And because of dhyanam, what happened? Liking, fancy came. How nice. Then third is sangha sanjayate kama. When you have got fancy, liking, then desire will come. See, all love stories you see like this only. They met on Facebook. then repetition. Oh, he was looking so nice, she was looking so nice. Then little bit start. Oh, he is very good. Then what happens? Kamaha. I want to have him, have her. Nothing wrong if that person is good in your life, nothing wrong. But sometimes even it is not, but mind is overpowered. And now what happens? Kama. Kama means what? I want this object. I want apple 14. Earlier, what was that? Sangaha? It is worth having. It is nice to have. So far, you are not telling, I want to have. It is very good. Apple 14, very good. That Sangha. From that, when Sangha is remaining for long time, Sangha, the fancy, is converted into desire. And in desire also some gradations are there. Some mild desire. I want to have nice, if I can have, I will have it. Next month I will have. Or some money comes extra. Something extra work I am doing. It comes, I will have. Mild desire. But then slowly that desire becomes very, very strong. Strong desire. And then I want to have. Without that, what is life? That type of desire. Tere bina bhi kya jeena, you know. So without that, what is life? Without iPhone, what is life? Without that person, what is life? Without that house, what is life? Without this going abroad, what is life? So you have strong desire. And when this strong desire is there, what is the next step would be, which is not given here, but we have to imagine that when strong desire is there, person will work for it. Work very sincerely. And when he or she works for the fulfillment of desires, then there are two possibilities. One is his or her desire is fulfilled. Means he got this apple 14 which he wanted. And when desire is fulfilled and a person gets the object of desire, then that object will create attachment. Nobody should touch my mobile. Wherever I go, I take it. So I become attached to that object. And there is a fear of losing. So when your desire is fulfilled, then it leads to asakti, the attachment, and then it will lead to fear, anxiety. What will happen? What will happen? I want to have. Where is my phone? So that's why I tell that the people keep it here, no, close to the heart. So phone is very close to the heart. So if desire is fulfilled, it leads to attachment and fear. And also, after 14, it will not be over. After few years, 1 or 2 years, I don't know how many years they take, then again it will come. And now already your mind has become weak. It cannot resist the temptation, and therefore what? You want 15 also. And thus, a person remains in this particular cycle. Desire, activity, fulfillment, obsess, more desire. This is one particular circuit. Another circuit which is given here is, I want to attain the object or a situation or a person, and somebody comes in my way or something comes in my way to attain that object. I want to buy this phone, this Apple, which is about, I don't know, 80,000-90,000 rupees nowadays. Very expensive. And at that time only, my elder brother or my parents tell that, please give me 50,000-60,000 rupees. We want money urgently. So you get angry with them. Kamat krodho vi jayate. When kama is not fulfilled, when kama is obstructed, then it leads to anger. This boy wants to marry this girl, and parents said no, krodha jayate. So far he was telling matru devo bhava, pitru devo bhava. But now matru rakshasa, pitru rakshasa. That happened. Krodha, anger. Krodha vijayate. So when kama is not fulfilled, there is anger. That is said here, kamat krodho vijayate. Then what happens is said in the next shloka. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammoha smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshad buddhinashaha buddhinashat pranashyati. Krodha, when anger comes, sammohaha bhavati. Sammoha means avivekaha. Avivekaha means the state of blankness, the state of confusion, not being able to use discrimination. Karya viveka hani means what? Losing the discretion, what is right, what is wrong. When anger is there, you can see when anger is there, your sense of appropriateness is lost. What generally you will not be doing, you will do it during anger. Generally you don't shout, you don't use abusive language, but when anger comes, what is right, what is appropriate, what is inappropriate, that sense, that discrimination goes away. One person was telling me in Bangalore, he is a doctor, means supposed to be very well educated, but when it comes to this emotional management, their education doesn't seem to help. He was telling Swamiji, when I get angry with my wife, I break her phone. And Swamiji, afterwards, I only have to pay. He really throws the phone and it is broken and he has to buy. He says, well, I only have to buy. That is called sammoha. Means what is inappropriate, what is appropriate, that viveka, that discretion is veiled at that time. Generally he is good, but when this anger comes, person is altogether different. So anger makes the person lose this viveka. Here Shankaracharya ji very nicely says, Kruddaha hi san, Kruddaha hi sammudaha san, gurumapi akroshati. He said when person is angry, he will forget this. This is my guru. I should not talk to him like this. Generally he is devoted to Guru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, every day he repeats. Does namaskar also. But when this anger comes, Guru or no Guru, he starts shouting at Guru. How can you do like this? I don't deserve this. You don't know what is happening to me. Guru mapi akroshati. Guru also becomes angry. And afterwards he says, sorry, and crying and all this, But at that time, that viveka goes away. So, krodha, you imagine, he started with some small thought. Suppose this person, Apple 14 person, he wanted to buy, and his wife said, no, this time I want to buy this. You want to have this refrigerator, not your phone. He gets angry with wife. Why? I wanted Apple 14 and she is asking me this. Every time she only does everything. I have no life, all these years. Fighting. shouting, all kinds of things. And sometimes people use the abusive language which is applicable to themselves. Like this father is angry with the son and telling Ulluka Patta. So means you are the son of idiot. So, so he is telling himself idiot. So sometimes he loses that I am abusing myself. Kruddha, Sammoha. So when Krodha is there, person loses. Viveka is not there. And then what happens? Sammoha Smriti Vibhrama. And when this Viveka is not there, means a person is not going by his rational thinking, then whatever Shastra he has listened, that also will not be useful to him. That's why people say, Swamiji, my husband is attending Bhagavad Gita class 20 years. Your class, he blames me also. Swamiji, so much work is there, but he will not do. I want to do Gita class. And Swamiji, still same anger is there. What is the use, Swamiji? Waste of time. So, he has listened to Bhagavad Gita. In fact, he may be teaching also to some people. But when the sammoha happens, when this loss of this rational thinking, that is gone, then whatever person has lost is forgotten. As I told you, that Karna has this issue. He was cursed. That generally we will be knowing archery very well. But when crucial moment comes, we'll forget. Similarly, this person loses this teaching, this memory of all the teaching he has received about what is right thing, what is wrong thing. Dharma Shastra is very good otherwise. But when Sammoha comes, this Smriti Vibhramaha means Smriti Bramshaha, loss of memory, loss of what person has learned from Shastra. Otherwise is very good. After he is out of that Sammoha, he will be teaching that this is not good, that is not good. But at that time, this Smriti Vibhrama, at least temporarily, person loses this memory born of the samskara, the impressions which were created by listening to the Shastra, reading to the Shastra. People have this, and I think I must have told this. Somebody asked Swamiji, Swamiji, my mother-in-law is attending your classes for 20 years and still she is angry with us. For Swamiji gave a very nice answer. He said, imagine she was not attending. If she is attending, then it is like this. Not attending, what will happen? It is something like, the people who have got diabetes, even with medicine, they will have sugar 200, 160, 180, like that. If they don't take what, they will go further up. Therefore, it is not that medicine is not working, but each person has not assimilated the teachings enough. And so, temporarily, this smriti, the samskaras, the impressions born of this teaching is suspended. So here person will say, Swamiji, then what is the use of studying Vedanta? You have to pay attention to this particular weakness. And whatever needs to be done, we are going to see what is to be done. In such situation, what is to be done, that topic is going to come. But right now we are just understanding that how the fall happens. In fact, one Swamiji said, this is a ladder of fall. The 62 and 63 is a ladder of fall. How person falls down from just one thought came and he built up and he is now in this situation. Smriti Vibhramaha and Smriti Bharmshat Buddhi Nasha. Buddhi Nasha means the destruction of his Viveka Shakti itself. One is for temporary damage, other is for permanent damage. In brain also sometimes, in some medicine or some effect, or side effect, there can be temporary loss of function. but sometimes it is permanent damage. So Smriti, the Samoha and Smriti Vibhrama, they refer to temporary damage. It can be still restored. But this Smriti Bhramsha, Samoha keep happening repeatedly, then Buddhi Nasha. Like somebody, he takes alcohol and he loses his discrimination. Then again he can come out. Again he can come out. But when he becomes too much addicted and having this, what is called, there's so much dependence that he cannot remain without alcohol for even 1 hour, 2 hours. Immediately he has to continue intoxicate himself. Then what is happened? Buddhi Nasha. Permanent damage happens. Then person is helpless. They say that it is not the person is taking the alcohol. Alcohol has taken over the person. That is called Buddhi Nasha. This permanent damage of the Viveka Shakti of the person. And Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati. Because of the destruction of the Viveka Shakti, the very capacity of doing the discrimination is gone. Earlier the Viveka Shakti was there, but it was temporarily suspended. But it will be restored, it can be restored. Now it is permanently gone. Like sometimes our device, when we take it to the mechanic, he will say, this is permanently gone. Nothing can be done. The circuit itself is burnt. So nothing can be done. Sometimes they can restore. Certain damage is so much that nothing can be done. So similarly, this person has reached what? Buddhi Nasha. And because of that, Pranashyati. Pranashyati means, Bhagavan Bhashyakara very nicely says, Purushartha Yogyo Bhavati. He is no more fit for this significant goal for a human being. What are the important goals for a human being? Which makes the human being distinguished from other beings? Dharma and moksha. There is a very beautiful shloka. Must have heard this. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunam cha samana metat pashubhir naranam. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko visheshaha dharmena hina pashubhis samana. What does it mean? Ahara, sapad, eating. Eating is common between human beings and animals. Only we have little bit more sophisticacy. We have got all this idli, dosa and pizza and all this. They eat whatever is available. But ahara, eating is common between human beings and animals. So you are not great just because you are eating. As a human being, you don't have any greatness in terms of eating, because compared to you, many animals can eat more. You can eat only what? 5 chapatis, 6 chapatis, 10 chapatis. They can eat, elephant, you can eat, whole rice bag itself. When our this place, one storeroom or the kitchen is there, so that the elephant came and the rice bags were there. So he took one rice to finish there itself, and one parcel also. So, really, he took this rice bag. I don't know, he learned from us. In South India, they call parcel. You know what is parcel? So one bag eaten, one bag parcel. That you can't do. You and me can eat only 100 gram rice. Really, the net quantity is 100 gram, too much 100 gram also. So, in terms of eating, you are not great. It is common. In fact, you are inferior. What they can digest, no, you can't digest. See, cow and all, they take raw grass. Still they digest. You try raw grass. Even the naturopathy also cannot take raw grass and eat for a long time. And in fact, it is very dangerous. One lady was practicing all this, she died. She was telling all over, raw food, and she died. Very young age she died. So the naturopathy got a bad name. Anyway, ahara. Then nidra, sleeping. In terms of sleeping, you are not anyway distinguished from other animals. Why? You are sleeping, they are sleeping. In fact, they are better placed. Why? Because for you to sleep, you require so much comfort. This window should be this angle it should be there. Some people are so particular. Not fully open, not fully closed. It should be 30 degree. Pillow, it should be this much height only. Bed seat should be this much thin only or thick only. How much you have to work for getting sleep? Whereas animals don't require this. They don't require cot or something. जहाँ भी है सो जाते हैं. They sleep. So you are not great in terms of sleeping. They sleep well. We don't see any animals asking for sleeping pills, So they sleep. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya. You are frightened, they are also frightened. FF response they call it. Flight or fight. So they also have got FF response. And Maithunam, procreation. You can produce these more human beings. They also can produce the animals of their species. Not a big thing. Suppose you have got, nowadays people don't have. But suppose you have got 10 children. Earlier they used to have. Badbajan told me I am the 9th child or 7th child. Like that they used to tell. Nowadays they said, I am only son or only daughter. It's okay, it's a good thing. In a way good thing, but some people they're not good also. We don't go into that. But so in that also you are not great. If you can create 10 children maximum, they also can create. In fact, at a time generally dog and all they give 2-3. So in that also you are not great. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunam. Maithunam is procreation. Samana method. All these things are common. No way you can boast yourself to be great as a human being. What makes you distinguished is dharmaha, buddhihi, that viveka shakti of your sense of appropriateness, right or wrong. That sense of appropriateness makes you distinguished from these animals. If dharma and moksha, purushartha, you are not fit, then you are as good as Manushya Rupena Mrugasharanti. In one place, one poet says that person has the form of human beings, but inside, quality wise, is what? Animals. So the people who are committed to only bhoga and security or ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam, they are pashubis samana. And that is called here pranashyati. So when a person loses the capacity of right and wrong permanently, then that person is finished as a human being. A person is called human being as long as he or she has this capacity of right and wrong. And this person has lost it, therefore pranashyati. So here the message is not to frighten us. Krishna doesn't want to frighten us. Krishna wants to draw our attention to the possibility that if you don't pay attention to this tendency of the mind to build up certain thoughts, then what final consequence there can be. Like sometimes, there is a small health issue, but it was ignored, and then it became very big. Many times you must have heard doctor says if you had come earlier, you would have done something. Now it is too late. So that is what Bhagavan is doing. That when some thought is getting built up and it is not good for your physical, mental, means emotional health, you nip it in the bud. Means you don't allow it to grow further. What to do about that thought, we will see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. Yeah, the announcement that next week we will not have the class. So we will have the next class on the 17th next week. So 10th we will not have this Bhagavad Gita class. 17th again we will meet.